Let's see what really happened in AI this week. OpenAI builds its own chip with Broadcom. Car manufacturer Ford learned that AI still needs veteran engineers. China is catching up in cybersecurity AI. Smart glasses are coming back. Figma added new AI design tools. Hello, I am Mahesh Devalla, Chief Technology Officer, author, and strategic advisor to companies on AI across the US, Europe, and India. You are watching AI Edge with Mahesh Devalla, where every week we turn AI chaos into clarity. Let's get straight into the biggest AI stories of the week. Let's start with OpenAI, and only one OpenAI story this week. We are not doing 5 OpenAI headlines wearing different jackets this week. Coming to the story, OpenAI and Broadcom unveiled a custom AI interface chip called Jalapeño. Yes, Jalapeño. The moment you ask ChatGPT a question, inference begins. The model reads your request, understands what you want, builds the answer, and sends it back to you in seconds. That looks simple on screen. Behind the screen, it is expensive compute running at massive scale. When millions of people ask questions every day, every answer has a cost. That is why this Jalapeño chip is not just a hardware story, it is a cost control story. OpenAI wants more control over performance, supply, infrastructure, and long-term margins. That does not mean Nvidia is going anywhere. Nvidia is still the king of AI chips. No questions there. Every major AI company still wants more options. Not to replace Nvidia overnight, but to reduce dependency over time. And the funny part is the name, Jalapeño. OpenAI's chip sounds like something you added accidentally too much of to a burrito. The name is funny, but the shift is serious. The AI race is moving deeper into the stack. It is no longer just model versus model. It is model, chips, data center, power, supply chain, and money. If AI is becoming the new electricity, chips are becoming the power plants. And that brings us to the bigger question. What happens when AI leaves the data center and starts hitting the real world? That's a food for thought. Let's move to Ford. Car manufacturer Ford has a useful reminder this week. Ford believes AI can help, automation can help, but experience still counts and matters. Ford reportedly brought back more than 350 experienced engineers, including former employees, to help fix quality problems that AI and automated systems could not solve on their own. And that is the real story here. This cuts through the fantasy that AI can magically replace institutional knowledge. In a factory, particularly in automotive design and in quality control, experienced people see things that do not always show up cleanly in a dashboard. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against AI. But the real engineers and people notice patterns from years of real world work that is so valuable. A veteran engineer can look at the problem and say, hey, I've seen this failure before, and here is where to look and how to solve. That kind of judgment is hard to automate. Ford is still using AI-powered testing and software quality checks. So the lesson is not humans versus AI, the lesson is balance. AI plus experts is powerful. AI without experts can become a very confident intern with a spreadsheet. And this is not only a Ford lesson. It is a warning every company that is trying to automate too fast. Here is my take. Do not remove people who understand the systems before the AI understands the system. And from Detroit, this story gets even bigger. Let's move to the global AI race. This one is important. China is reportedly catching up with top US models in cybersecurity tasks. Chinese AI systems like Zipu's AI GLM 5.2 are showing strong bug finding and cybersecurity capabilities. And cybersecurity AI is not just another benchmark. It sits directly inside national security. If AI can find software vulnerabilities faster, defenders can patch systems faster. The same skill can also help attackers find weaknesses faster. That is what makes this race different. It is not only about who has the smartest chatbot. It is about who can find the cracks in digital systems first. There is another concern connected to this. Anthropic has accused Alibaba-linked operators of using tens of thousands of fake accounts and millions of Claude interactions to extract model capabilities. Anthropic says this was model distillation at a massive scale. So two things are happening at the same time. China is improving fast, and US AI companies are worried their model's behavior is being copied through large-scale usage. In the old world, companies tried to steal code. In the AI world, they may try to steal behavior. And from AI moving into cyber warfare, let's go to something much closer to everyday life. Something sitting right in front of your face, smart glasses. Smart glasses are back, and this time, big tech wants people to take them seriously. Meta launched a new range of AI smart glasses starting at $299, and the wider market is heating up too, with Meta, Google, Snap, and others trying to turn glasses into next everyday AI device. The logic is easy to understand. Phones are powerful, but they still sit in your pocket. Glasses sit on your face. They can see what you see, hear what you hear, and respond in real time. The AI that does not wait for you to open an app. The AI that is already there with you. That is the dream. The real test is whether people actually want to wear them. Smart glasses need to be comfortable, useful, socially acceptable, and not make everyone nearby wonder if they are being recorded, which is a bigger privacy concern. Right now, the strongest use cases are simple and practical. Hands-free photos, calls, translation, object recognition, navigation, and quick AI assistance. So the bigger question is this: are smart glasses a serious new computing platform or just expensive sunglasses with a tiny life coach inside? My take is simple. Smart glasses are probably inevitable, but mass adaptation will depend on one thing, that is daily usefulness. And from AI sitting on your face, let's move to AI entering the creative room. Figma had a big week at Config 2026. The company announced new tools like code layers, motion graphics, shader effects, generative plugins, and deeper AI support on the canvas. And the direction is clear. Figma is moving beyond static design. It wants the design canvas to become more interactive, more intelligent, and more closer to the real product development. For designers, this means AI can help create motion graphics, visual effects, and workflows that used to require jumping between multiple tools. For product teams, the bigger story is design to code. Figma wants designers, developers, and AI agents working closely together inside the same environment. That is where the AI tools are going. The first phase was ask AI a question and it will answer. The next phase is let AI help me build the thing. And design is no longer just pretty screens. It is code, motion, interaction, systems, workflows, and design. Figma clearly wants to be the place where all of that comes together. So that is this week in AI. OpenAI is building a custom interface chip with Broadcom. Ford reminded everyone that AI still needs human expertise. China is catching up in cybersecurity AI. Smart glasses are trying to become the next everyday AI device. Figma is turning design into a more AI-powered workflow. That is the part 1 of this week's AI Edge. If this helped, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone trying to understand AI without the noise, and I'll see you in the part 2. Thank you for watching.